Yo, YouTube, is Anarchist of Darkness, also known as Sir Killington of Colorstruck. And I'm here to do this video again. So, who have not seen that video by Asian Boss? Who has not seen that video by Asian Boss? I'll put the link in the description. So, the video is basically about racial prejudice. So, one of Korea's, I guess, one of their actors, who happens to be a black man, one of their, I guess, what they call them, so one of their celebrities over there said something about racial prejudice. So, the Asian Boss took it upon themselves to go ask random civilians on the street about how they feel about racial prejudice, against the racial prejudice they've been through and the racial prejudice black people may have been through in their country. And a whole lot of the people who answered the question said some of the same things, some of the same racist things that white people say about black people. They had the same idea about black people that a lot of white people in this country have about black people. You should go watch the video, see it for yourself. But my question is, why is that? Why is it that way, right? Now, this is Korea. 96% of Koreans, of people in Korea are Koreans, right? The rest are people who migrated there, right? Do Korea have ghettos, I guess? Do they have ghettos? Do they have ghettos where black people live in? And you segregate them. You have to make sure they're all up under each other. Are they economically oppressed? Do they have black on black crime in Korea? The answer to that is absolutely not. Now, there may be places where they refuse to allow black people to either get a job, even sit, or even live, for that matter. But they don't have the same segregations America have, okay? They don't have those issues because 96% of Koreans are Korean. Their population is wholly Korean. So how did this happen? Now, I've been making videos on YouTube since, I always say 2008, but I really believe it was a little earlier than that. I believe it was a little earlier than that. It could be 2008, 2007. But about 2008, 2009, I've been making videos. This channel has been around since about 2009, right? And the whole time I've had this channel, I've been researching, studying, listening to all the people's comments to me, the discussions that happens on my videos. But a long time ago, I discovered, way before I did this channel, I discovered what one of the problems were, why the stereotypes about black people exist. And the one reason has always been American media. Now, it's sad that Koreans think this way about African Americans, just Africans, black people in general, right? It's sad they believe that. And I understand why they believe that way. It's not hard to figure out, because if you have somebody who's Japanese who believes black people are all one way, you have to go look at media. And look at media, how are black people displayed? We're displayed as savages, animals, thugs, criminals, killers, murderers, thieves, all the negative stereotypes you could think. Crazy, angry, I wouldn't say ghetto, because ghetto is not necessarily a bad thing, but white people make it a bad thing. We're displayed in all the negative facets possible. We're not allowed to be the hero. We're not allowed to have more than two or three of us on a TV show. And if we are on a TV show, then somebody has to be the bad guy. Or they don't have any character development. They're always dumb. American media has been displaying us that way since American media has been around, because it started with blackface. and Bojangling and Coonan and all that bullshit. It started with that bullshit. It started with the birth of a nation. It started with stuff like that displayed black people, black males, black women as animals, uneducated, unsophisticated, all these fucking terrible things. And these Korean people, same with a whole lot of people in Asia, because it's the same way almost in China and Japan, somewhat, I'm going to say somewhat in the Philippines, but the Philippines have a higher black population, dark skinned population. Their population's a lot higher. I was told that they're a lot more accepting than somewhere like Japan or Korea is of black people. It's because they've always had black people in those areas. These people believe this because of American media. Okay, you only display one facet of us. You don't display the other part. American media is the problem, and then white people wonder. They'll sit back and wonder, why do black people need to have their own black stuff? Why do black people need to have this? Why do black people need to have this? Oh, black movies. Why don't we have white movies? Well, you have white movies. Why black people have movies like Dear White People? Oh, why can't we have a movie called Dear Black People? Because you have a TV channel called Fox News. Black people know exactly what you guys think about black people. Y'all don't hide it. It's right there. Sometimes you lose coded language, but in reality, we already know what you think about us. We know exactly what you think about us. It's hard to tell you guys what we think about you, because you only assume what we think about you. But what we think about you isn't one generalized thing. Okay, and same thing with like, I understand that there are white liberals and there are white conservatives who don't necessarily believe the same thing about black people, but they've all been conditioned to believe certain things about black people, and they use those things to treat black people the way they feel black people should be treated, or black people in general, or minorities in general. That's the problem, the media. That's why when we say black business matters, or black support black businesses, support black artists, support black authors, when we say stuff like that, we're doing it for a reason. Because what ends up happening is you get a Black Panther movie. Black Panther is not owned by anybody black. It will be played by somebody black, but the money that will be earned by that film will not go back to black people to create more black things, to create more black positive images. What that money is going to be used to do is to create more Marvel movies with more white people. And you say, oh my God, things should be separate. No, there has to be things. There has to be black people creating black narrative. White people creating black narrative is the reason why we got in this predicament in the first place. The reason why Koreans believe the things they believe about black people. It's because you displayed us one way, and this one negative way all across the board, and we've been fighting to completely get rid of that. Now, like I said, in American media for the last maybe 5 or so years, things have been changing. But changing doesn't necessarily mean it's over. Just like the United States of America, when we say racism is changing, it's not over. It's still there. It's still overt, but it's not over. It's not done. We've been free for 60 years. We were enslaved for 350 to about 400 years. Give or take, depending on when your ancestors got here, right? That's for black people, right? So you're taking 60 years and saying, oh, complete racism is completely over. You should be able to completely get over it. Over this whole area of our history in America, in the Americas, where black people have been oppressed and subject to the white man's rule, to their cruelty. That's the difference, right? So when we say we need black things, or you need to support black things, it's not because we're being, oh, you shouldn't watch white movies. I watch all fucking Marvel movies that basically come. I stopped with X-Men. I basically watch all fucking Marvel movies. I watch Marvel. Any other movie that comes out, I pretty much watch for the last 3 or 4 months. I've been watching mainly black movies, going to go see black movies, but I end up seeing white movies all the time, especially if there's some fucking Marvel movie. Like, that's the only movie out. Those are the only movies I personally will go see that has a white antagonist, only because it's some shit that I grew up with. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck about white movies, because they only display the same thing over and over again. You only get to see one facet of white America. Actually, you get to see a whole lot, but when you see a movie and you go in there for like an action movie, it's always the same thing. You know, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. You get the same thing. Some foreign guy is the bad guy, some American, hoorah, hoorah, white guy is the good guy. You know, the Jack Reacher movies and the Mission Impossible, any Tom Cruise movie you ever fucking see. But anyway, that's not the point. The whole point is American media, it is the point. American media has a hold on the world, and the whole entire world of non-black people believe black people are one way because media, not just because of media. There are other reasons, but media has a big hand in it, because otherwise they wouldn't have never seen a black person, except for in passing when they're immigrating. Otherwise, like, they would see black people maybe on they would never see black people on television if there wasn't for media. Anyway, that's it. I'm waiting to get the fuck out of here. Now I still got about 20 minutes before I have to get out of this car and make sure all the babies are good, getting into the school and safe. All right, you guys have a good day. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section below. I need to know what you guys think. I've been saying the same thing about media forever. I just want to know what you guys think. I wonder what white people really think. Like, you guys tell me what you think. Black people, I need to know what you think about this whole situation. Watch the Asian Boss video. It's mad educational.